Hey, welcome back to Edge of the Tire. I'm Steve. I know it's been a while since we put anything up. Life's kind of gotten away from me a little bit. So what I've got for you today is more race commentary from the fourth round of the Southern Downs Racing Series from the Motorcycle Sportsmen. As you'll see, this weekend didn't play out for me as well as I wanted it to. I had my second crash for the year at the same corner, turn 9. We'll go over in detail about what happened during the video. Conditions for the weekend were very challenging. We had a number of riders have issues trying to figure out the limits of traction. We had a lot of water on the track, tons of rain on Friday night and through Saturday morning. Qualifying was very wet. There was more water on the track than I've ever seen before. Enough that I was aquaplaning around many of the areas on the track from standing water. As I said, conditions were very challenging. The first race was kind of a mixed conditions. The track was starting to dry, but there were still some sections that were very saturated with water. As the pace started to pick up, I started to override my wet setup, and on the second to last lap, I finally went through turn 9 fast enough to bottom out the fork, causing me to lose the front tire, and I slid all the way out to the tire wall to watch the rest of the race from the sidelines. As I said, this was a pretty challenging race. There were 7 riders that started, only 4 finished. So we had 3 crashes, including myself. You'll see 2 of the riders at turn 12 and myself at 9. Unfortunately for me, I was leading the race when I did go down. It became kind of a battle through attrition. I found myself at the front of the pack, and I threw away what would be my first victory and 25 points for the championships. Luckily, a very good friend of mine, Amanda, had an extra bike there at the track, and I was allowed to ride that bike on Sunday for the 2 races on Sunday. Having never been on it before, it was a huge learning curve. I did not expect to do very well on it. I just wanted to recoup as many points as I could for the championship on Sunday. I'm sure most of you have heard it in the pits before. It's a mid-90s Honda RBF 400. It's pretty much stock suspension. It's got some different valves in it, but we did get it set up for my weight as close as we could, and I was able to get out on it for the 2 races on Sunday. So this is going to be a bit of a long video. Following the Saturday's race, there's Sunday's race as well. A little bit of redemption for myself on this one. I'm quite proud of what we were able to get done. I did finish 3rd in both races on Sunday with some pretty good battles against Brock Quinlan on his debut in the Southern Downs Series on one of the Race DNA bikes. So I hope you can stick around and watch it. It's pretty good. I'm going to try to keep the in-race commentary to a minimum, but I will point out a couple things here and there as we go. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for checking in, and I hope you enjoy the racing. Thanks. So here we are rolling up to the starting grid for the first race of the weekend. You can see it's pretty wet outside. I've got a fresh engine in this bike, so I'm looking forward to seeing how the extra power will do playing with the 400s. Starting from 3rd position, first row of the grid, see if we can get a good start and get away from the pack. Pushed hard outside of Daly there. I've got my eyes out on Nate O'Neill in front of me. Do not want to let him get away. This is Brock Quinlan here on the Race DNA bike. This is his debut weekend here at Morgan Park, and he's just learning the track, but is a very talented rider. At this point, it's pretty clear that I don't have anything for Nate. He's made about half a second a lap on me since I gained second. I'm just going to have to finish here, and we'll see how the next race goes. Now that I did not expect. I hope he's alright. That puts me into the lead with 3 laps to go. This might actually be a race win. Well, the track's starting to dry off a little bit where there's more grip available, and the wet setup that I have in the suspension is a little bit soft now. I've bottomed the forks out a couple times, and I'm having a hard time with steering accuracy as the pace gets faster and faster. So I'm going to do my best here to get this bike back to the pits in one piece. And there it is. I felt the fork bottom out on the entry to turn 9, and as I hit the apex, it smashed down again, and I lost the front. Not much to talk about there. Just time to sit on the fence and wait for the race to end.
Oh. That sucked.
Yes, it did, Past Steve. Not much you can do about it now. Let's go back to the pits and we'll see about what we can do to recover. So this is Amanda's lovely RVF 400. I have just completed the very first lap I have ever done on it, and we're rolling up to the starting grid for the first time. I was told to launch this thing between 8,000 and 9,000 RPM, so let's see if we can do that and get off the line in a hurry. Not a bad start. Let's see if we can line a couple of these up here for turn 4. And there's 2 into turn 4. I'm in second place already. This is going really well. I missed a downshift going into 6, and yep, there goes Tristan past me on the outside. No drive on this bike when it's down low in the RPMs. I apologize for the keychain here. It will get itself out of the way here in a few, but I didn't see it happening during the race. Sorry. Alright, I am running about a second and a half slower a lap than the front runners here. I am gelling really well with this bike. I like it quite a bit. It handles wonderfully. It just doesn't quite have the spring support that I need to push the braking zones and to run through some of the higher speed corners at the pace that I need to. But I am still looking at a podium finish here, so very happy with how this is going. Probably not too clear on the video there, but those were the bump stops on the forks going through turn 1, so no harder. That is the bike putting me on notice. And here we go, getting ready to start the last lap. I know I've got Brock right here on my tail, and I'm pushing pretty hard. We do get down to the low 28s here, as far as lap times. He's running a little bit quicker than me, but I gotta do what I can to keep him back there. Got better drive than me coming out of turn 4 on this lap. Very close. And there he goes. But he overcooked it a bit, a little too overzealous. I got him on cutback. Now I just need to keep him back there for half a lap. This is going to be a close one. I can hear him as we're coming down the straight, and I've got him. Not by much. That ended up being about 500ths. It was an awesome race, man. I very, very much enjoyed that. Half the fun of racing is good friends, and here's a few that I've got that have been supporting me through the weekend. They're just as happy as I am to see me bring back a podium. Never stop pushing. That was a good end to a tough weekend. Thanks for watching.